What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, reporting live from the sunny state of Florida. Especially right now, we are in Fort Lauderdale. And beside me, I have this gentleman that told me, listen, your studio is nice and cool, but if you really want to expand and go and get bigger, you need to go on the road. So we're here. So you know we have in the building today? We have Mr. Walshy Fire in the building today. What's going on, my
Welcome
brother?
to Florida, my brother.
Boss, this
You're not in Miami,
okay.
but you went to Miami.
Yes.
So shout out to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
I'm from Miami.
Okay.
You know, that's like a Bronx, Brooklyn thing. You know, two different sides, two different people, two different, you know what I'm saying?
So who's the cooler side there? Who gets
Come
the cool
on, bro.
points?
Don't even do that.
Yeah.
Don't
Who
even
gets
do
the cool points though, man?
You know there's only one side.
Yeah. Fort Lauderdale?
Only one side, boy.
One side.
Only one side.
Yeah, no,
But shout out to Fort Lauderdale still,
Yeah.
man. Broward. I remember there was a time when we would not come to Broward for nothing.
Yeah.
Broward used to have a lot of like cow fields. It used to have like a lot of like farms and stuff like that. And it had like a little bit of like some hoods, but we wouldn't know what they were. So
Would you
we were in
consider
Miami
this-
on Miami side.
Will you consider this like the Pickering and Ajax?
To us,
Yeah.
see, the thing is, man, yo, when I tell you, that's the best way to say it, bro.
Yeah.
This would have been Ajax, you know? And the Scarborough guys would have been like, why am I going to Ajax? What's all the way in Ajax?
Yeah.
The clubs are in Miami. You know what I'm saying? The vibe is in Miami. Everything was in Miami. But really and truly, Fort Lauderdale stepped up over like the last 20 years and is now, like there's no farms anywhere up here now. Like it's packed with people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Broward County.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a good vibe out here. As I said, we've been around, we contacted a lot of people. But one thing I realized, bro, it's like everybody lives out here, bro.
Yeah, man. Now, because Miami's become so Spanish and also so expensive that enough people have moved up and you know what I'm saying? So those of us that still live in Miami. Yeah, man.
Right.
Those of us that live in Miami is very few now. Like on the English Caribbean side, very few.
Nah, man, crazy. Boss, listen, you know, whenever we sit down and talk, we always have a range of topics that we talk about, especially when it comes to the music world, because we like sound clash, we like hip hop, we like dance, we like Afro, we like everything. I think I want to start with what's some of the latest stuff that happened. Last week was the Soul Supreme
And Jaro Clash. I'm glad we start with, because usually we end with Sound Clash.
No, we're
You know what happened? You know why we end with Sound Clash?
Yeah.
Because you forget. We talk about so many things, and then you're like, yo, wrapping it up. And I'm like, yo.
No, so, we can't have a conversation without sound clash.
Man,
or
could never.
sound system
But
business.
never, especially not in Florida.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to say once again, welcome, man. You don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
I told him a long time ago. I said, bro, your show is amazing. There's so many people that will never be able to come to your city and sit down in your super expensive, luxurious studio
With my bigs.
Yeah, with leather seats. Oh man, posh. And so I'm so glad to see that you've taken a trip out to come to Florida.
Yeah.
Of course, I heard about the Circle House interview, man.
Boss.
Yo, trust me when I tell you, I'm so glad you did that. Shout out to the whole Circle House family. Yo, here's a great question before we start anything.
Okay.
Here's a great question. Here's a great question. Here's a great question.
All right.
Let's just ask what we were talking about, but I'm gonna put it in a question form. And that is, which reggae band,
Yeah.
which reggae band,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like this. Inner Circle Estate versus Bob Marley's Estate.
That's okay. I'll tell you, I got to be honest.
And we're gonna say Bob Marley, right? Well, boy, Inner Circle's Estate, bro.
But that's where I was going to preference it, because if before tonight, me going there, this wouldn't even be a conversation in my mind.
Man.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
But after
see the thing.
what I see,
Yeah, man. After you see the thing, brother.
after I seen what I seen, boss,
Yeah, man. Most people don't
now
realize.
we're having a conversation.
Most people don't realize they have the biggest sinks, the biggest sinks more than any music band. You know, 3 blockbuster movies, but most importantly, the TV show.
TV show. But remember, we're talking
40 years of cops.
we're talking about sync, we're talking about band, not as in reggae band, you know. We're talking about band, period,
bro.
you know, bro.
Yeah, man.
Period.
No band really has a sync like that. And I mean, let me stop. Not that I can think of right now. There's definitely been a lot of shows.
There's big ones, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but
who has, remember, this is from one song.
mm-hmm.
This crazy length on this TV show
Mm-hmm.
and 3 blockbuster movies.
Mm-hmm.
This one song.
Yeah, man.
There might be bands, musicians, groups that has several different songs here and there, but this one song.
Yeah. But you guys get into the comments and let us know. Yeah. This is something I'm hoping all the real music nerds get into the research and start to see, because I'm sure we're wrong, and I don't have no problem being wrong, but it's not, I can't think in my mind right now which band has a sync that strong for one song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One song.
But anyways, Jaro Supreme, big up yourself. Tech 9 promotion.
But let's go, because we know the end result or what happened. I want to go right before. There was a lot of chatter online happening, all right? What were your thoughts before the clash actually even begun? Seeing all the chatter, but okay, Mophead, Problem Child, all this. What was your thoughts before this actually happened?
All right, so first of all, Tech 9 started promoting this event, I think, almost a year ago.
Okay.
And that's amazing.
For a sound clash.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. That's the kind of promotion you want to see for what we all deemed as an important sound clash. Mm-hmm. A clash that a lot of people asked for, and was brought to them, I think, properly, right? Now, I don't know what happened. Mm-hmm. As to why the controversy started. Mm-hmm. I actually don't know. I haven't talked to Tech. Haven't talked to anybody about it. I just kind of watched.
Yeah.
Haven't jumped in the comment section, just watched. But it's been a great thing. That little bit of controversy has created something that I've missed from dancehall promotion
in a minute,
which was a loud conversation. Having 2 sounds that had that much fans, or let me say that much interest, to where every group chat, every board, every place that sound clash is being talked about, that was an engaging. I mean, if the dance hadn't had that conversation, still would have been a great dance, right? Still would have sold out. Maybe even would have sold out more, because I'm sure some people said, well, I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, because they're, as I said, with the Mophead, the Problem Child, and all that. So, yeah. But one thing you just said that I didn't really realize either. Remember, this was a one-on-one clash, you know. This wasn't the 7 sounds and all this excitement. This is a one-on-one clash, you know.
2 sounds. That's it. So again, you have to really take all of that in to say, yeah, man, 2 sounds generated a loud conversation. Whether you liked one sound or if you hated what happened or whatever, good or bad, they generated such a loud. So in other words, I always kind of relate things to how I produce music. And if I produce a song and you don't either love or hate it, then that song has failed.
Yeah.
Right?
It needs that.
It has to impact you.
Yeah.
Right? It has to resonate on one of those 2 fields. And if it resonates on I'm literally, if you hate my song, then it's done something.
You've done your job.
It takes something to hate something. And remember now, I'm only putting out music that I love. I'm not putting out music for you to love it or hate it. I'm not putting out music to pander to you. I'm not putting out music to try to, I'm not thinking, how will you think when I put out my music? As an artist, I'm saying to myself, I love what I'm doing, and now I'm going to deliver it to you. And if you go, I don't even see it, then I failed.
You failed at your job.
Failed at my job. If you go, what is this trash? Then something has happened. I've done something for you to be like, I love or I don't like this.
And gave me your time,
right?
Which I wanted or needed for you to critique it and judge it any which way. Either I love this or I hate this. You're in the conversation.
You're in the conversation, and that conversation gets louder the better or worse your feeling of love or hate for the song is. So people mostly hated that there was this cancellation for this clash.
Yeah.
And that conversation was so loud because even though most of the people that were online weren't going to attend the clash, they were interested. Even though people might have to just watch it on pay-per-view and now they can't, people were interested. And of course, there were people that bought them ticket for fly in and hotel, and of course they're upset. So when the dance got canceled, and I saw that, and I said, yo, this is the first time. Let me tell you everything that went right for this clash, because nothing went wrong.
Okay.
All right, nothing went wrong. The first thing that went right for this clash was it was promoted early.
Yeah.
The next thing that went right for this clash was I'm gonna say it like this, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
You guys correct me if I'm wrong. It was a no rules, no winner clash. No winner announced clash.
I remember the MCADEP. This is the first clash that I watched from beginning to end in a long time.
Right.
And yeah, the MC just said, okay, good night. You guys will figure it out online.
So for me, as a guy who used to sell cassettes, this was what clash was. So for me, it immediately hit that young LP Walsh, button where the youth in me was like, yes, now we have a clash. There will be no winner announced. This is how I love clash. No disrespect, nothing wrong with clashes that have a trophy at the end. Yeah, man. But there's no balance.
This is how you like it, though.
Yeah, man, because this is how I grew up on. This was all it was, right? And so because I don't see really like a balance of various endings to clashes anymore, it's like always trophy, always da-da-da, do-doom, For me, I miss this way that it used to be done. And so to me, that was a great choice to say, you guys decide. Because here's the thing. You see, when you have an actual winner at the end of a clash, and this might be like a little viral moment, because I know people won't agree with this. Not everybody. There's a lot of people that love, I'm spend my money. Like me and Mattia, we actually argued about this because the quarantine clash, I didn't want it to have a winner.
You know what? Now that you say that, I remember you said that to me.
Yeah, I didn't want it to have a winner. I wanted to leave the conversation online. We say, thank you guys. And then, and that means every night, we did the tournament. Yes, that had a winner. But when we had, the one-on-ones, we didn't want to have a
declared.
Right. So that's the way we went with it. There was no declared winners. And I saw a lot of people, especially back when I used to be like in the group chats and stuff, they were like, yo, fuck this. Yo, the man them don't declare a winner after this.
Yeah.
Yo, who won? Who won? And you see the question, who won? And I would watch it and I would go, this is exactly why I chose. And I'm so glad that Mattia believed in that decision to say, yo, let them talk.
Decide.
Let them decide. Let them have a conversation that lasts longer than the end of the night.
Yeah.
So when you have a declared winner, it closes the door on the conversation. You kind of move on right after that. Yeah, you'll have some, conversations on the actual dance, and
there's
some of the
more
things
to the conversation because there's no declared person.
Right.
You have more, so we could argue for months about this.
So for instance, I'm seeing, because I actually haven't listened to the dance yet. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing the conversation say, Soul Supreme won, right? But I'm still seeing people saying Jaro won.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're saying that justified on the tune for tune. So I say to myself, okay, this is exactly what you want at the end of your dance. It's for two sides to argue about the outcome. And if you choose a winner, you close the door on that, unless it was completely like
a bloodbath, a massacre.
No. Unless it was kind of like a unclear winner and someone was chosen and then everybody's arguing. And they were like, yo, so the man never, and you're just like, yo, like to me, my favorite clash over the last couple years, and I think to me personally has probably been the most listened to clash I've had on the last couple of years. The playback value on that clash is one of the best. Is Soul Supreme versus King Shine.
Okay.
If you haven't listened to that,
Yes.
don't even do that.
Yeah.
Watch the video. Shout out to Lady Onion.
Yeah.
When I tell you, that clash is a clash I wish didn't have a winner.
So because you don't think the conversation went as far as
Brother, the
could have
clash
gone.
are the wickedest thing. Yo, Soul Supreme plays and Beaver shot fire. And you're like, Jano, Jimmy in trouble.
Yeah.
There's no way he's gonna be able to catch those forwards.
Yeah.
And then you're like, boom, clot. Yo, Soul Supreme's never catching them forwards. This clash is not over. And then
Gone again.
and then you're like, yo, every round, everybody's like, yo, trust me when I tell you, bro, that clash there. Funny, musical, entertaining, like on a level that you don't really see. That was to me what is a blueprint for what a clash should feel like. If you were to give somebody, say, yo, let me show you about clash. In the last couple of years without having to go like, in the archives, right. That's the clash to me.
Well, look, Jimmy Smith, wicked MC. When it comes to wittiness and funny punchlines, that's Jimmy Smith. You see, when it comes to that aggression, that's Jake's. So then you're seeing two bad MCs battle it out, and then they have Troy on top of it.
Let me tell you something, man. The two of them have both of what you just said. The wittiness, both of them have that. The comedy, both of them have that. The aggression, they both have that. And so that to me, as a battle rap fan, as a, anything where there's a competition, that to me was the best clash I've seen in a long time. And I wish it didn't have a trophy at the end. I wish it didn't have a declared winner.
Yeah.
Because
That would have made it
that
ultimate.
clash would have been talked about to this day if there was no actual closing the door on that.
Yeah.
Now again, I still think if they did a rematch of that, it's shoot the dance so bad. Yeah, man. Shoot the dance so mad.
Yeah.
When me tell you, say, yo, again, big up Lady Anya, big up dinner dancers in New Jersey, big up.
That's in Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, man. When me tell you, say,
bro.
the crowd. Well, remember, say, across the bridge, Jakes them deaf.
Yeah.
So you can kind of say, everybody can reach the dance. It was accessible to everybody. But bro, when I tell you, having a clash where the conversation can continue for a long time, in my opinion, makes both sounds these giants. It's almost like, all right, when you look at the mysticism of the sounds that we call the kings, the gods, that mysticism was built because of cassette tapes that had no announced winner.
Look how many times Jaro and Black Cat clash. Bass Odyssey and Jaro again. These songs, but remember, as you said, there was no real, you saw them dead.
Yeah.
But there's no real
way. You get the Jaro side, you get the Black Cat side. You listen to two cassette them, and then you pretty much argue with your brethren on who said what. When you really look back at it, man, a lot of this stuff, you look back at Black Cat and you say to yourself, that sound went years without new music. And because there was dances with no declared winner, them could just continue. And then when they build that mysticism, because Panther's on the microphone saying the funny stuff, and Yunsi is mixing. So you have somebody that can curse real wicked, with Yunsi are mixed wicked, and they're doing a thing. Yeah, man, the two of them are chop, and at the same time you're like, damn, they're doing this with music.
But it's entertaining.
The mysticism is so entertaining that they begin to form this story that fans follow. And then when they go into the clashes where it's a trophy, the fans then say, yeah, man, we're going to give you the trophy because now you're an icon.
This is now the ultimate cherry
Right.
on top of the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
And I totally understand what you're saying with that too, because a lot of times, as I said, you would see a lot of these clashes happen and there's no real winner declared. And that's how you build, I think that's how you build rivalry in the business.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The conversation, literally, because it doesn't stop, now creates mysticism around the possibilities of them doing it again. So to me, the next time Soul Supreme and Jaro clash, it's going to be double the people. It's going to be a more roadblock event. And that's solely because no one was declared a winner. Not solely. Whole heap of things that won. The thing, like I said, great promotion, the no rules, and of course, whatever the mishap was of why Moped didn't show up. Problem saying, yo, you know something, I can do it by myself. That was a big step. You know?
Okay.
Yo,
since you
respect
did
problem, respect yourself. Yo, I just remember me and somebody was talking and I said, yo, we'll probably live in New York, man. I've seen him, I've seen Problem Child juggle around the soul. I said, come on in, bad man, him can't do it. But I guess he had already made the statement saying, yo, the boss said, I ate that. So we're not going. And then he made the other statement and said, yo, right, no, dance, I keep.
Yeah, but
I
now,
said, yes,
now retroactively looking at it, I think that might have been a plan on somebody's part to say, okay, let's tell him it's not keeping. Let's tell him Mr. Harper said, Mophead can't come. This isn't keeping him. It might have been, that might have been one of their strategies going in.
So here's what I would say to that. Conspiracy theory.
But then the conversation keeps going because there's no real answer.
If that happened, whoever created that is a super smart person. Because immediately, whoever was kinda or not interested in the dance couldn't help hearing about it. Because now the whole fan base is talking about it. So who get left, now they have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And whosoever hate this sound, now they short themselves on, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I've been waiting a chance to say I hate these guys. You know, I hate these guys. You start going crazy and then start arguing. It was the most, whether you say strategic, I think maybe not strategic. I think it actually was a mishap.
It was really, there was something really happening.
But it played in the right direction, which is the conversation gets louder. And that's what you want to see for a clash. Now, the next time Soul Supreme clashes, yo, with whoever they clash, it's going to have a bigger Soul Supreme fan base. And guess what? Jaro. Now, this new group of guys, after World Bash, and then this, regardless, are going to have more fans. Those people are going to support the next Jaro clash. They're going to be interested in the next Jaro clash. And if Problem does it alone, or if Moped is there, both will have interest. And that's the win. That's the ultimate win on why I'd like to see more clashes with no winner announced.
I have a funny take on that one there. I think if Mophead was there, the clash would have gone a different way. You see, because then now you have somebody that could match with Jake. So then, okay, now it's almost like in the people's mind, this is an even-tiered clash. With Problem now, in a lot of people's mind, Problem was not supposed to stand up to Jake's. But here is a trick that everybody miss. A lot of people miss. You see, nostalgia is a hell of a thing, boss. You see when those garnet silks drop, and you see that China drop, and the early beat drop. And it's just, you remember when Trooper was playing in them time, yo, the hair on my hand stood up. Listen to
man. And I agree, man. You know, the best part about it is hopefully this dance will also have had a lot of new stuff that played and a lot of new people playing them. So with the nostalgia, there's also a level of newness. And hopefully that newness stays in the conversation and then propels these sounds and selectors that play the sound into the next couple of years. Because again, nostalgia only so much.
No.
You know, you could only do that so much before it's like, all right, we've seen you.
Yeah.
The new stuff now becomes, you know, what bumps you to the next couple of years of interest.
Yeah,
in fans.
that's what you use. The nostalgia is what you use to get through the door.
Right.
Now you got to find some. Once you're
Right.
through the door, now
Yeah,
you better
man.
find something to.
Yeah, man. And Ricky Trooper said something in an interview that was just so true when he said, you know, a lot of sounds are afraid to play the unknown artists because they know that there'll be a moment where they might not get a forward. And it's very true. You know, that's a very true statement. And so I'm hoping when I listen to this that there will be some new stuff in there that we can hopefully say, yo, who was that? Or what was that? Maybe not, right? Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Well, then maybe
spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Well, then
for you.
maybe the next clash.
Yeah.
You know, they'll start to say, yo, you know, so we need to make sure so the new thing then are a part of it, because again, we don't want to just get stuck. You know, we want to make sure so something new are going. So big up to Trooper as well, man. I think he was absolutely right with that statement, man, on sounds. I mean, also, you know, finding an artist that you can use to make, you know, 20 dubs worth of killing sounds is actually it is hard. It's a hard thing to find somebody where you say, yo.
I don't think a lot of artists are in that dub plate mind frame that they used to be in before. It's now let's just flip our popular songs into a dub. Remember when you'd hear Sizzler, you'd hear Jaro with 20 Sizzler, and probably 17 of these Sizzler you've never heard one day in your life. But you see one of them chop, the effectiveness on them. When you're talking about little unknown artists, that's Black Cat, bro. When Tonka say, yo, why you was Cho from around the corner and drop it?
Yeah, man, and Jaro. And, you know, it was always a thing, man. Like, you know, there was always a guy around the corner.
Yeah.
You know? And so
the ear artist,
yeah, man, you know, like listening and talking to Soul Survival and Toga Chung and really understanding the impact of him. And you know, they have an acapella of one of his songs. I would love to like produce it and put it out. But you know, when you realize that every area had that guy.
It was the,
You know, in Miami,
area
it was Bling Dog. Bling Dog was our Opalaka homegrown ghetto guy.
That was Bling at first.
Yeah, man. What?
Yeah.
Ricky Rudy?
Yeah.
Brother, anytime you go by Sata Blue or go by any of the studios, you know, Porridge, Jack Stereo, and any of these studios, yeah, man. Bling was there.
I knew he was from here, but I didn't realize that he was that area artist.
You need to talk to Bling. Right now, he's back with another hit record because of the Fiesta Rhythm.
Yes.
Zip It Up came. And like, yo, he was that guy. He was hanging with, you know, Bogle and Willie Agat and Yankee.
He was the first one to have Bogle on a song.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So there it is. So, and he was our guy.
Yeah.
He was your go-to guy.
He was the area artist.
Yeah, man. When y'all cut dub, and you say, you know, some a couple clash I come up, it was me and Ricky Rudy full of the dub box with, because it was going to work. Locally, it was going to work. You know, and then of course, thankfully, it began to work outside of Miami. He moved to Jamaica, really, you know, did his thing there, and became one of the biggest artists.
Something like that makes sense, because if I remember correctly, the story was Bounty. I think it was Bounty told him, so yo, come to Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Probably. I don't know that part, but for sure, somebody or he himself said, yo, you know, so yeah, I'm gonna go. Because like I told him, he did a little documentary on his story, and I don't remember that part, but there was a part I'm in it, being interviewed, and I say, yo, the first time I saw Ricky Rudy in Jamaica, it was me and Jay Will at Asylum nightclub, and Stone Love play, and them have like an artist segment, and they had a stage that was like a little bandstand, like a little crate. Yeah. It wasn't nothing big. It was like 1 foot high. And so them time he was fat, you know. So, you know, I'm work out though. But that time he was fat. And I just remember seeing him and being like, yo, that's Ricky Rudy from Miami. You know, like I'm in Jamaica, so I don't expect to see the area guys.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm supposed to in the area.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to leave the area.
Yeah. What are you doing way down here, bro?
So I stand up, round out the bar, me and Jay Will, and I saw Ricky Rudy step out, bro. And for the first 30 seconds, he stepped out with the microphone on his side and just did this.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you, them time the sick rhythm I run, you know. So,
Yes, bro.
and I was like, yo, he's not saying nothing.
Yeah.
And the crowd started to go, hey, crowd started to go, man. I said, wait, Ricky Rudy, a done Jamaica. I said, yo, what on that? And yo, for 30 seconds, she just stared. And then he said, bro, the police, asylum went like this. Boosh.
Yeah. Half of the board.
Everybody was hanging like this. This is the area. Brother,
It's the area, man.
brother,
bro.
when we see the area, and I'm talking about if you know Opalaka, you know that's you understand. I'm from Carroll City, so my neighborhood is right next to where he grew up. But him and Kimani Marley, they grew up in Opalaka. Guys, everybody know that's gangster town, real gangster town. Bro, for see my gangster friend on that stage, bro.
Yeah.
And when the man said, when I wake up in the morning and I give my girl like this, and the place wouldn't let him finish.
Yeah.
And every single time he told him, don't stop the rhythm. So when the forward got big and it's time to take your forward, and most guys would be like, pull up. He didn't. He just started doing this again.
And he's like, give me to them.
Yo, we tell us, the man here about the place.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that was one of the proudest moments I ever had, man. And me and Jay Will were like, this is unbelievable. So shout out to Bling Dog. Shout out to all the area artists that make it happen. Hopefully the sounds can begin to find the area guys, that
And
can
push it hard.
put them dub box in a place where, yo, you got to go to that other sounds area to get that artist. Because that artist is actually, that artist actually matters. You know what I'm saying? So, when I us going to Brooklyn to cut dubs over at Don One, and you have to cut Sluggy,
Sluggy.
and you're not gonna get Sluggy anywhere, but you got to go to Sluggy,
And what, right? And the intro man would be freaking like Tilly Bang and them.
Yeah,
man. These are only...
all of my dubs have
Oh, bro.
all of my dubs had that at the intro, man. I remember the first dub I ever cut in life was at Don One, and it was me, Dagger, rest in peace, my bona fide blood brother, man. Miss him so much. Dagger Don, and it might have been Philip 5. But anyways, we get to Don One, and we don't know who we're gonna cut. But we're like, yo, we have cut the dub. We can't just go. We're just like, yo, we just showing up to these parties. We're teenagers. We're like, yo, we're just showing up to these parties, man. And I'm in Brooklyn, like just doing everything that I shouldn't be doing. I'm doing all the wrong stuff. So, we in and out of jail, we getting arrested, we doing all the wrong stuff. And we're like, yo, we're gonna do this music stuff, right? All right, cool. And Ed Robinson was in the studio, bro. We couldn't believe it. We were like, today is the luckiest day of our life. And I won't tell you how much Ed charged us, but Ed saw that we were, he said, yo, wow, Vice knocking on a soundboard, whatever, right? He said, yeah, man, all right, He said, yeah, man, all right, how much you have? And we all like, 1 second.
Conference.
London.
Yeah.
Man, start. When I say saw change coming out, like,
Wow.
Yeah. But he was super, super, super like, yo, say, don't stress yourself. Because I say, when I stress on myself. And he cut it up, Don One Studio was like it was a bigger studio, so you could kind of be in the studio. And I just remember the man singing out his heart, bro. I was like, yo, if a sound don't die after this. And I just remember him cutting the dub. We voiced a couple of the area artists, of course, Teddy Banger was there, did the intro. But we voiced a couple of the area guys. And I still remember we drove from Brooklyn to a dance in Queens. And bro, were we so proud. And let me not say just the Ed Robinson. Every dub that we cut, we were so proud.
Because you're hearing your name
to be like,
back in.
Yo, that's me. Oh shit, that rhythm. Oh shit, I was there at the studio when you cut it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can bring back a lot of the artists that can build a sound system with their music. But again, it's very difficult. So shout out to anyone that can do that nowadays. The artists are not on that.
Yeah.
They might try do a different thing with their career. But anybody who can figure that system out and get an artist and be like, yo, you're our artist and we're gonna voice every song you write and we're gonna actually use it when you're going to battle. Man, salute to you guys.
Talking about sound clash battle rappers and all that, we just came off of one of the craziest rap battles in a long freaking time. Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Wow. I was like, who?
Yeah, but listen.
Because I'm not thinking of them when you say battle rap.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I didn't miss no battle. Where's
You're
battle?
thinking of URL and
I'm
stuff
like,
like,
Arsenal versus who? I was like, who? Arsenal versus, I'm like, nah, Bill Collector, I saw the battle the other day. That wasn't that big,
yeah. But I would say anybody, it's been, in my mind, it's almost that conversation has been beaten to death. Like, okay, this guy won, that guy didn't win, this guy, whatever. But what I'm not really hearing a lot about is the aftermath. What changes, if anything at all, after the fact?
Yeah, it's not the way it used to be. Fans are already fans. I don't think this affects Drake and his core fan base. Maybe it could affect the people who were, like not true fans.
The casual listeners?
Yeah, the casual listeners. And Kendrick might gain more true fans.
Okay.
But I think he was already, his trajectory was already up. So, whichever way you want to say the battle was won or lost, I don't think there's a actual loser here. I don't think there is anybody that walks away going, man, my next album ain't gonna sell. Because well, let's say what's the loss, right? Like, so I don't think anybody's album sales will be affected. I think they're still gonna have records that drop and chart and do amazing things. I still think they're gonna go on tour and they're gonna have shows that sell tickets. So how do you measure the loss?
But this comes back to even the same thing that we started off with, where it's a real open-end conversation. You have a lot of people leaning this way or leaning that way.
Yeah, man. There's no actual winner announced. You can have this debate, but most importantly, the conversation is loud and interesting and necessary because we need moments like this. And so everybody kind of wins because now, let's say most people say Drake lost, right? So, Drake's next album, the interest for what he's going to say is going to be incredible. Kendrick's next album, the interest for what he's going to say is going to be incredible.
Because we want to hear what you have to say.
So now if they let people down, that's a whole other thing.
Okay, but fair enough.
But everyone's going to
people are going to tune in to see what's happening.
Everybody's
what are you saying?
What you're going to say. And so that's the point of the conversation earlier. Yeah. You want to make sure that you make the interest so high, man, that it just stretches for a long time and it doesn't like just close. And so, yeah, we'll see. But both artists, of course, incredible careers. And man, what's next? I want to see. I can't wait to see.
It's going to be interesting. But one thing I did notice is that this battle shifted. This would have been a radio battle before or a mixtape battle. You know, most of this played out on DJ Akademiks stream. You know what I mean? He was now the,
Bro,
for lack of better terms, he won the Master Flex.
He won.
1000%.
Yo, he won out this battle.
Boss, it played out. It literally played out on his stream.
He won. Yo, the man, yo, he's done something that I don't think too many people saw coming, which was be the voice of discussion, be the forum of discussion.
I don't even think he saw this coming. To tell you the truth, I don't think, well, you know what? I think both artists might have been, because we're watching the stream, taking in stuff like from time, and how hard he usually goes for Drake. They said,
Yeah.
Somebody went like this.
Yeah, somebody said, all right, just watch this. Watch while I go. I hold my beer. Yo, when I saw Sam Sneak, shout out to Sam Sneak, Rick Ross's DJ, call and be like, check your inbox.
You know, it was,
and it was a Rick Ross diss track.
Different.
Yo, it was a Rick Ross diss track being debuted by Akademiks. I said, yo,
there's something happening.
I said, brother, you win. Brother, you win. And nobody can't say he doesn't deserve it. He's been putting in the work. He's been doing the live streaming. He had a host. I mean, he's had podcasts on hip hop. He was documenting hip hop.
Everyday struggle with him and Joe Budden.
So yeah, he's got 10 plus, maybe even 15 years, maybe even more,
for sure,
of documenting and talking about analyzing hip hop. He's also extremely intelligent on the numbers side of the game. So when it comes to insider info on what numbers means, when he tells you, yo, this is how much the album sold and what that means, it's stuff that the casual listener never gets to get broken down. Here's a guy now with 500,000 people watching his stream or watching the recap of the stream, getting an understanding of how the music industry works. Here's the truth.
Yeah.
Here's the overall truth. 95% of people do not love music.
What do you mean by that?
When you see somebody with a car and it has rims and a paint job and speakers and exhaust and turbo this and you begin to realize that person loves cars more than me.
For sure. They went the extra.
They went the extra mile. They put everything, money, time, energy, everything into that vehicle. You can now see a clear difference. I don't love cars. I like cars. That guy loves cars. Music, you don't get to see that clear difference. So most people think they're that guy with the car because there's no filtering, there's no gates, there's no walls to jump over. There's nothing that allows you to be like, you actually are just a casual music listener. And these guys over here are music nerds.
Because there's no real, if it comes down, especially today's market, if you have say on your Spotify, you listen to 10,000 songs and this other guy listens to 50,000 songs, there's no real, as you're saying, there's no real metric for that. It's not like I'm walking around with 50 CD bags, I love it so much, and this guy has 150 so you could see it. There's no real way to see that. I don't know what you're really listening to, just like you don't really know what I'm listening to.
And there was a time where there was, you see a man DVD collection and you go, yo, that man, I love movie. You know what I'm saying? You see a CD collection, you see a cassette collection, you see a vinyl collection, and you say, yo, that man, I love music. Now, man, music I ain't thing, man. Now, the way that music is consumed, there's no way to know the difference between us. And so when you open up the forum for you and I to speak about a thing, and of course, all art is critiqued.
Subjective
to, some kind of critique. But music is the one thing that currently invites everyone in, regardless of what level of love you have for it. So 95% of the people out there are casual music listeners. They listen to what they like and they listen to that a lot. 5% of the people out there are the ones that understand music in a way that if they tried to have a conversation of what they know with the 95%, they would lose them.
Okay.
So because those two people never talk, the 95% begin to feel this entitlement. And you see it in comment sections on anything in music. You can kind of say sports is the same way, right? Where a man who's never dribbled the ball before can say, yo, you're dribbling the ball wrong.
LeBron, you should have done this.
Yo, the officials are crazy. You officiating wrong. It's like, yo, you've never been an official before in a game of high stakes. You know, you've never had somebody, you know, elbow you in the neck before.
In real life.
In real life. You know, you've never gotten on a basketball court before, yet you can still go and speak and complain and tell people how they're doing something wrong because we've opened up the space to make you feel comfortable to do that. Music does that to me more than anything else. Where you can have a 20-year-old, 25-year-old person who loves a record. And when you say to them, oh, that record's dope. You know that record, it samples this song. They took the whole beat from this song right here. Or they took the whole melody or the whole hook from this song right here. That person will then go either, oh, it's interesting. Or, I don't care. Or, I'm going to actually discover this group now.
I'm going to research and see where
I'm going to research and I'm going to go deep into this group.
Yeah.
Those are the three responses you're going to get. Majority of people are the first two. Where they go, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or, actually, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Why you get out of here, old head? Unk. You get out of here. But then there's that 5% of people who are going to be like, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I'm going to dig further. And I know a lot of people probably won't understand why I'm being so like lopsided with the numbers. Like, 95 and 5, that's crazy. But I'm only emphasizing to you 100% of the people on the planet listen to music.
That we could agree on.
So once you look at it like that, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Jamaica or America. I'm saying
in general.
100% of the people listen to music. 95% of those people just like it. And when you get close to those 5%, the nerd, the guy who can tell you a discography of an artist, a guy who can play 5 instruments, a guy who can break down how the notes change, the chord changes, and how a song, if it doesn't have 4 or 5 chord changes in a song, is a lazy song. Once you start talking to that guy, and you're just sitting there going, I don't know shit about music. Then you start to realize, there's a difference, but you don't see it. It's not as evident as like a car, where the guy has his car souped up and you do not. And you can see it.
There's no, as you said, there's no real, you can't really gauge it. There's no gauge when everything now went digital. I really don't know how many songs and how committed you are to this thing.
Correct. There's no way this is impossible. Now we're drowning and oversaturated with music. So now it's even worse, But the truth is, man, majority of people, they just listen to music in the car when they go home.
On the radio.
It's playing in the background when they're at work. They are not studying music to be like, I need to learn this. It's only a handful of us doing that. And so when you read the comment section, you gotta say, I'm not even gonna engage it.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Because I'm going to be arguing to a wall. If I try to explain to them why something is something, and nobody ever concedes and goes, actually you're right. That never happens online. Yeah. So I'm wasting my time.
And once you know that, you just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, man.
Be happy and what's
man, exactly. But I say, there's a debate. I enjoyed watching the debate.
Move on.
And yeah, man, let's keep the conversation going. Like, let's get more people interested in a deeper. That's why a no crown winner of a battle rap is good for rap.
Yeah.
Because now people who were just surface level, a group of them go deeper and become fans or haters.
Whoever
They
think
get
the last
deeper.
one or whoever.
They start to they watch videos of somebody analyzing a video and go, yo, I didn't know they were spitting like that. Like, that bar is crazy. Before, they would have just heard it and moved on.
Keep it
So,
moving.
yeah, man, you know, that's probably gonna be the ongoing theme of this interview, man. You know what I'm saying?
But even before we get out of this Drake and Kendrick, we spoke about this before, probably 2 or 3 episodes before, but now it really came to fruition in a way that I never realized it would happen. AI, all right? I think the last time we spoke, I told you, say, hey, what's going to happen is AI, people are going to start cutting AI dubs and sound clash, and this is what's going to happen, bam, bam, bam. I never in one day thought artists like the stature of Drake would use AI, a Pac, a Snoop Dogg, in a diss song and all that. No, till people started to now become confused, because I think after when, I forgot what song came out, that was the whole argument. Is this AI or is this real? Is this AI or is this real? What's your thoughts on AI right now? Has your position changed on AI, or are you of the same sentiment of AI?
Was my idea of AI positive or negative? I don't remember what I said.
You had a positive.
Okay, it's the same then.
Yeah.
It's happening. Work with it. If you're not working with it, you will get left. I think last time we spoke, I said if I was Drake, I would tell everybody, yo, you guys make your AI songs, submit them to me, the top ones.
Yeah.
I'll have a bunch of fans that will rate their favorites. Those favorites, I'll make a animated version of myself, and then AI Drake will go on tour with the animated versions with the AI songs, and you guys can go enjoy that. And the person who made the song through AI will make some money. I'll make some money off of my likeness, because you guys are going to do it anyways. You're going to make songs using my voice anyways. So I should get a cut of that. And I can help you propel how much money you can make from it. I would do that. You know, so AI right now has probably gone 30 years in advance than what we thought last conversation. We didn't expect Sora. You know Sora?
Yeah,
It's the movie making thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's another.
We didn't expect Mid-Journey, our last conversation. We didn't expect Chat GPT, and that was just what, a year ago? Last summer?
That is insane.
That's crazy. So what we're happening right now is what I think its brother Blue Pillar calls it the quickening, right?
Yes.
Which is like, yo, you know, you had man, you know, alive for hundreds of thousands of years, and then first guy makes fire, and then you get a big jump. Then steel, you get a big jump. Then the railroads, you get a big jump. Now with AI, the jump is going to be leaps and bounds, and it's crazy. So somebody told me today, Spotify has a DJ on it now, an AI DJ. And I think this is a great thing. As a DJ, I think I've watched this DJ game, and I've analyzed it. I'm going to make some people upset. And I've seen something that I love become, I still love, and something that I'm proud of, not have some kind of filter. Meaning, before you say anything, if I love what I do, I want everyone to do what I do, but I want you to love it too. I don't want you to come in here and abuse this. I don't want you to come dirty up the place. I don't want you to use and thrash and just destroy it and then just walk away from it, you know? And so when I started seeing DJs, you know, not need to learn how to mix, not need to have like
sync.
Yeah, my sync button, right? Not need to understand selection and the journey of the night, the music. I noticed that nobody talked on the microphone anymore a long time ago. And that, again, as an MC, it only bothers me because I'd like to see the legacy of MCing continue. But sure. But then when I started to realize is a lot of people, a lot of young people want to express themselves.
Okay.
And 95% of those young people don't know how to. I knew how to. I always knew how to. I didn't need to dress funny. I didn't need to wear a certain like hat or do nothing. You know, I don't need you to look at my outfit to then go, oh, he's special. I'm walking in the room, you're gonna know I'm special because I know how to present that energy. I know how to throw that energy to the room. Yeah, man. Right? And so when you speak to me, whether you shake my hand or you just look at me, you're gonna go, yo, that guy, something about him. That's very difficult. And I always had this from a teenager. 14 is when I started to realize, like, nah, man, you're wicked in Walshy. Yo.
You just got to make them know it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You just got to do this in a space where other people can see it. Because if you're doing this with your friend group or you're doing this in a little bit of a bigger circle, just make the circle bigger. Just keep making that circle bigger. Do the same thing you're doing. Be genuinely you, but just keep making the circle bigger of the people that see you. And most people, they have an issue with that. So that's why something like talking on a microphone is falling off. Where DJs don't even say, hi, my name is. Like, not even saying, hi, my name is such and such, and I'm so glad you're here. Or saying, thank you guys, good night. Not even that. And that's a part of them not having an actual personality. So here's what happens. What happens is DJs will then begin to use, so let's use the word cool.
Okay.
When you're cool, the tools that you use are just tools to amplify your coolness.
So you're not manufacturing coolness.
Right.
You're amplifying.
So Miles Davis uses the horn to put his personal coolness in this and then bring it to you guys. Sade uses her voice for her personal coolness. She didn't have to dress weird. She didn't have to, she just, if you never saw what Sade looked like, you would have still felt her coolness.
Yeah.
You would have felt her vibe. She takes that vibe, amplifies it with her voice, and then boom. And then when you see her, you go, man, she looked really like how I thought that voice looked. Like that vibe matches what I saw.
That's just bonus now.
Yeah.
That's not.
She just wore ponytails. Like she just had on a white shirt, a ponytail. Like, yo, y'all gonna get these vocals though, you know?
Yeah.
Now it's not so much like that. There are lots of artists like that still. But back to DJs, a lot of the DJs now are like look at my outfit. And so they're very meticulous about like how they look. We came up in the era where the DJ dressed like a bum because he was trying to push his talent. And the more he cared about how he dressed was the less he cared about his skill. You know, when you working on your skill so much, you're not really thinking like, oh, I got to go buy a new shirt. You know, you're just like, man, I got to make sure I kill these moments. And so you want to make sure you take all your time doing that. Now, the DJ has a lot more time on their hands. And if they can use, and let me go back to the point, the instrument then becomes the way that the cool and the vibe is broadcasted to the people. Now, what you start to notice is the instrument becomes the way people are cool. So they stand in front of the DJ booth because now that makes them cool, not the other way around.
Not amplifying the
coolness. Where I'm already cool and the DJs are how I let y'all know. Now it's the turntables, sorry, not the DJ, the turntables are now how you guys know I'm cool. And so I don't have to have the skill of mixing. I don't have to have the skill of selection. I don't have to have the knowledge of music at all. All I have to do is dress act, give this kind of like thing here, and then the turntables will go like this and be like, you're cool.
Yeah.
So when
You just gotta play the role.
so when you realize, when you meet these people, when you take the turntables and you put them over there, and now they don't have the turntables in front of them, you realize, you stand in front of them and you go, what happened? Where'd the cool go?
Yeah.
You know, and they're like not able to speak well, they're awkward, and you know, and things like that. And again, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's the wizard, the freaking wizard from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when the turntables were in front of you, it was like, yo, look at this shirt, look at this new necklace I got on, yo, this hat, yo, look at all these things I'm doing. I'm looking around the room, and you know, you look at like boiler room sets, and you're like, man, you know, you would think some of these people are like the most popular and fun people to be around. And then when they get from around the turntable, they're not. And that's because the turntable, they used it, you know, to give themselves this thing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man. And that's, you know, kind of like what I've noticed a lot of, man. Shout out to anyone that's not like that, man. And anyone that is like that, hopefully you'll hear what I'm saying and you'll start to be like, man, I need to get into this craft more, because one thing's for certain, and maybe this is just me, but I feel most people, they can't be lied to in a genuine setting, right? So
if you follow your instincts never lead you
you're
astray.
supposed to be able to pick up vibrations. And a lot of these new DJs, they don't realize that. They don't realize they're not fooling everybody. There's people out there like myself who are picking up the vibrations and seeing that this is not something that they plan to do for long. They're just using this as a vehicle to be cool for the moment, because they don't have any other way to express their coolness.
Until another,
yo, wait till DJing stops trending. Yo, they're all gonna run to that.
whatever is now trending.
Yeah, man. And like I said, man, it is what it is. But that doesn't mean I can't point it out the way I see it. And hopefully a conversation begins to spin off of what we're saying right now, because I do believe AI is going to come for your jobs. If you're a DJ who just kind of been like, I'm the fashion person, or, you know, I'm the boobs, look at this, and, you know, whatever it is.
And like when a lot of this is not a knock on the females, but when a lot of celebrity females started to, I'm now a DJ.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, even not celebrity, right? That was the thing. It was like they were just allowing people who looked cool to stand behind the turntables. And before you knew it, you were like, oh no, the real guys and girls who are working hours to build to send this craft and have a show and get their things together, they're not going to get the opportunities, because now it's more about a look. It's more about who's standing behind you than it is about the craft. And so, man, I'm gonna start wearing white t-shirts again, man. Just, yo, don't look at nothing. Just hear what I'm doing, and bring back that energy.
Basic.
Yeah,
You know
super
what I mean?
basic, man. And bring it back to the basics. But like I said before, AI is going to be a part of this game,
Like it or not.
like it or not. And the DJing, that's a job it is going to take. People at first, there's going to be like oh man, you can't take away the human DJ, your brand or your club or whatever. The people aren't going to like that. Guess what? Yeah, they will.
What you're talking?
Yeah, they will. And you know why we know they will? Because you've had too many DJs that didn't know how to do DJing prove that they will. The people have not revolted against those DJs that don't know how to mix, don't know how to select, don't know how to talk, don't know how to, they've been calmly put to sleep. And so when an AI steps in and you make it presentable, like, the globe thing in Vegas,
where it could turn into the LED.
Brother, if you get a LED wall that DJs and it's an amazing LED presentation, bro,
It's a wrap.
people are not going to have a problem with it. No one's going to be like, yo, where's the person though? The majority of the people don't love music. They like it. Yeah. And when something comes along that's dope and it's genuinely dope, they're going to like it. And so if people think that this thing is going to last forever the way it is, you're absolutely sadly mistaken. Yeah. AI DJs are coming to take your jobs. They are going to get booked. There are going to be permanent residences in clubs, and there's going to be a complete shift in how people party and listen to DJ music. Now, I say that to say,
okay,
the shift will then have a complete other side to it.
But there's always a counter shift to the shift.
There's a revolution. There's a rebellion. And you know what's going to blow up? And I hope you say this so that in 5 years you go, man, Walsh was right. Are you ready?
What?
Live music.
Live music.
Live instrument music is going to blow up. It is going to take off like it never has. You see those the little man with up on the street where you passing, you throw him a toonie, you know? That guy is now going to have a talent that AI, no matter how good it gets for right now, is not going to be able to duplicate, which is being offbeat, which is being, and AI can replicate that, but the soul of watching a human play instruments will now become, wow. There will be a moment where people will get so much AI, so much, that when you see a man play the piano,
it's now
you're going to be like,
amazing.
Yo, because an AI is going to play the piano better than him. But when you see a human play the piano, you're going to go, yo, I need to see that. I'll buy a ticket to go see that.
What you're describing is like right now what's happening with records, vinyl, where people are now buying vinyl. Vinyl is being sold in record numbers.
Shout out to my vinyl bar, Dante's. I wish you had a chance to go down there, man. But yeah, Dante's vinyl bar in Miami. Dante's Hi-Fi, at Dante's Hi-Fi. Please go check it out.
You like the alley hoop, right?
Yeah, man. Yo, vinyl has been the best thing to happen to me.
Yeah.
The resurgence of vinyl. I kept my vinyl. I decided not to sell it. Best thing I ever did. Now I have a home for my vinyl that actually has a bar in front of it that I can make money, have a good time, bring my friends over. Guys, go to Wynwood in Miami and check out my bar. If you haven't seen me, that's why, because I've been making sure that the bar does well. But overall, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The live experience, the throwback, the thing you walked past and said, whatever, that's now going to become the big ticket selling thing. It's going to be what people do. Just like how you see a bunch of people doing this now, a bunch of people are going to go, oh shit, I need to learn an instrument if I want to get what I was getting when I walked past the guy who played the instrument.
Yeah.
Now the guy who plays the instrument, yo, he's going to shoot right up the girl.
Who's the man?
Yeah, man. He or she's the man. And he or she's the man or the woman. And you're going to realize, yo, jazz, orchestras, those things are going to become so popular soon. Live bands, there's going to be a revolution that's going to go under the moniker support live music. AI is going to become so ingrained in our society, it's going to become a part of everything, that the revolution slogan in music will be support live music. And that will take flight. And it will be big.
Right.
Watch me tell it.
Counterculture, there's always a counterculture. So what you're saying seems to make sense. Sticking on the topic of music, Apple just came out with their 100 list.
Yeah, it's Apple, right? Yeah, it's Apple, right?
They just came up with their top 100. Is it albums of all time?
I think so.
Of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
Have you seen the list?
I saw that Lauryn Hill was number 1.
Okay.
And I saw that Bob Marley was not on the top 10. I don't know past the top 10.
Yeah.
I think Lemonade was on it. I think Frank Ocean Orange was on it. The Beatles were on it. Michael Jackson was on it. But here's the thing. What we just said applies to that.
Okay.
95% of the people don't love music. Anybody can put up here's what I think list of greatest albums, of which what metrics Apple used, I'm not sure. Right? Lauryn Hill's number one. What metrics they used, I don't know. But
was it arbitrary? Was it real
seems
numbers?
as if they sat around a table and just decided this is what we think. And people are upset. The conversation is loud. But here's the thing. When you look and you see why the conversation is so loud, it's because 95% of the people have been led to believe that they know what they're talking about.
Because of free Wi-Fi and a smartphone.
From Napster till now, 95% of the people have been led to believe. How dare you say top 100? No, how is this album not being on it? I don't even want to see it. And you realize, these are nurses, these are guys, they mechanic, these are people who have totally different careers now chiming in on a topic, and not to say those people can't love music, but passionately chiming in on a topic.
Passive listeners have passionate opinions. From a passive listener to passionate opinions.
I'm taking that one. That's a bar. I'm taking that one. Passive listeners with passionate opinions. Because you would think this list with the passive listener would be like, okay, cool, whatever you think. They're on fire. They're angry.
But I think, again, you're right. This is the overarching theme. It's an open-ended conversation. There is no, because they say it, that doesn't mean it's a lot.
Doesn't mean it. It's just
what I mean?
And guess what? If entertainment report put up a top 10, no lie, top 10 greatest reggae songs of all time, the comment section would go bananas. It would be the biggest argument
10%
ever. And it's just your opinion. So when you realize, if I put 2 cars up and one car is a Skyline and it mud and it have a bag of things are going, and the next car is a donk, and a 74 Chevy, and it got a bag of things are going, most people will stay out of that conversation. If you were to say which one's better, could they be like, I don't know. How do you decide? What are the metrics? That car's got 30-inch rims and this one's got a turbo exhaust. Like, how do I know which one's better? They would leave that conversation to car people. And car people would have that. Yeah. We don't have that. It's because those cars are also art. But this kind of art leaves you to be like, oh, this is strictly my opinion. And my opinion is only based on my experience. I am not going to go around the table and try to get your experience when I base my opinion. I'm going to argue with you based on my limited experience. So if you now, as a man with love music, go into the chat and you give your opinion on why this should be this, a person who has no knowledge of music will argue with you. And you will be wasting your time. Unless you just like to exercise the conversation, right?
Yeah.
But you'll realize that person, 1, has never experienced music the way you have. 2, doesn't want to.
It's because it's your opinion. Now here's my opinion.
Right.
I'm not concerned with how right or how wrong I feel it is, You got an opinion? I have one.
Right. If I grew up in a certain era where Lauryn Hill's album was on fire, you can't take that from me. Now, if you tell me the Beatles album is better than that album, I am not going to go around and you've lived enough to experience the Lauryn Hill album as well. I am not going to go on the other side of the table and try to experience the Beatles album from your perspective to then be able to see how this debate, to have a proper debate. No.
This is what
just like I say, this is my thing,
think.
and fuck you.
Yeah.
And that's it, And that's where, you know, my theory of 95% are the blind, deaf, and dumb. You know, shout out to all the 5%ers out there.
Hey, 5% guns.
Yeah,
man.
well, shout out to the gods and the earths, man. You know, that theme, it just applies. It applies, man, to so many things. Now, I was listening to a Malachi York speech today. And I remember when I was in college at Clark Atlanta University, he used to come on campus and give his speeches. And I never really wanted to join the Nuwaubian Nation, but I always could salute a good speaker. Same thing with Khalid Muhammad. He'd come on Clark Atlanta and he would speak. And he actually was like one of the first people that I was like, yo, salute, this guy can really speak. And actually, these guys have inspired me to, really Khalid Muhammad inspired me to be such a great speaker. But at the end of the day, I know for a fact that as great as those guys were in this time, they'd have somebody in the comment section arguing with them. And we would look at Khalid Muhammad and say, there's no way you could argue with Khalid Muhammad. You haven't done 1/10 of the things he's done on the planet.
It doesn't. You don't
And
need
they would argue with
qualification. You
know?
don't need to be qualified to argue
yeah.
or anything.
So I know it's not just music, but I'm only speaking in music because this is a music podcast. Yeah,
for sure.
And we're there.
You know, I can't have you here. We spoke about everybody and everything going on in the world, and not ask you about you.
Yeah, man. Yo, what's Walshy Fire up to?
What projects do you have right now that you could even speak on? I know there's always something in the work. Some you can, some you can't. What do you have in the work right now that you can't speak on?
A lot I cannot. I want you to know that, man. And it really bothers me because this is my favorite podcast in the world. And I've been on it.
Next time you're around, I'll give you the proper number, but I know it's past 10.
Yeah.
More than that for sure.
We've been doing it for a long time.
You know what I mean?
And so when I think about where I want to debut information, it's here. Trust me when I tell you.
Thank you.
But I don't want to speak on things yet. But I do have a dancehall album dropping.
Okay.
And hopefully soon. We just shot a music video for one of the songs. And I really do think that this dancehall album, right now, the running name is Rhythm and Dancehall. It might just be dancehall, I'm not sure. But I don't want to overcomplicate it, so I'm not going to actually go via R&D, which was the original name. It's been since I started this project 3 years ago. Shout out to Bounty Killer, who had an interview the other day where he was like, that's Rhythm and Dancehall. And I said, yo, I got to use that on my album.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to The Fix. That's where he said that. But when he said it, I was like, damn, that's the name of my album. That's crazy. So people are going to think that I named it after he said it, but I just want you to know, yo, the name was that before. But I might just change it to just Dancehall. But anyways, the concept of the album is to make a dancehall project that's a little bit more R&B focused and also a little bit more instrumental focused. So I might have songs in there with no vocals at all. Just rhythm.
So you're making a modern day dub album?
A
modern day dub
a dancehall. No, it won't be dancehall dub, but you got me thinking now, and maybe I should add one of those to it. But for sure, it'll be something that hopefully people can feel. See, the thing is I always felt like there wasn't many different textures in dancehall. And I love what I hear like Cranium was doing and Dex Adapts and a lot of these guys, right? They were like, yo, added this whole new texture. Tory Lanez added this whole new texture. Capella Gray adding this new energy to how we look at dancehall, right? Very R&B-ish dancehall. I really enjoyed that, and I want to kind of put my spin on that. So that's the kind of energy of the album. Definitely something, you know, that probably won't play at the club at all.
Okay.
But I'm looking towards the people who love dancehall to vibe it in their car, play it at home, play it at work, and just kind of like sit with it versus it being something that the clubs take up. Now, if the clubs do, that'd be amazing, dope.
That's the bonus.
Yeah, that's the bonus. And shout out to any DJs who ever taken any of my songs and said, yo, this doesn't belong here, but I'm about to put it in. Like DJ Polish. Yo, I always got to salute that guy. Boss, Lean On.
Okay.
Lean On was not in the dance hall space. And Polish brought it and placed it there. And So many other DJs have helped. So, shout out to anyone when this album drops. Trust me, I'll be sending it to all of my DJs to pre it, tell me what they think, my DJ friends, and get their opinions, and hopefully they'll find something in there that they can take to the club. But I'm not doing it for that purpose. The purpose is I love it.
Yeah.
And I present it to you because I love it. And hopefully it gives you a love or hate feeling. Because if it doesn't, then I need to regroup and figure out what I'm doing wrong. So, I want the music to be impactful. And that's the point. So hopefully it will impact you.
This was a super full circle conversation. Because basically the same love or hate we started off with is basically the same thing, right?
It's called bars, man. That's what you do when you're God tier interviewer, man. Muscle the boss.
Working on, as I said, you were one of the people that said, yo, if you want to really take it there, you have to come out of your comfort zone and come look it on the road.
Yeah, man. Imagine when you touch Jamaica, bro.
Bro.
Brother, when you go to Jamaica, the interviews are going to be the best interviews that Jamaica's ever seen.
But I'll tell you something, because I've been looking back at older interviews from 2019, 2020, and I could see that I'm more locked in now. Now is the time where, okay, if you're going to go somewhere, now is because you're more locked in, you're more comfortable in your skin doing what you're doing.
Right.
So now is the time.
Yeah, man.
If I tried to go to Jamaica in 2020, I could have got some stuff in,
right,
but I wouldn't have been as locked in.
Right. Yeah, man. It's in its time. Everything is in its time. But for sure, when you do, the place mash up.
Yeah.
I know that much, man. But I always love being on this podcast, man. Thank you.
Come on, bro. You're my unofficial co-host.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Trust me, man. One day when I get a little bit of time, I'll be like, let me do some interviews for you. And we'll just knock them out. But
like the cartel interview.
One day, when that day happens, hopefully I'll get a 2-line shirt. Yeah, no, the shirt look expensive. My shirt look. Yo,
don't worry.
Expensive shirt. No,
it might
reach there yet. Me not reach that's a yet. But I'm hoping one day.
We're getting there.
One day the brother say, yo, see ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll work it. You know how the Jay-Z gave everybody their chain when they're on the rock? You're working on your t-shirt. Don't worry. I got it.
Yes, sir.
Walshy, leave some contact info where they can definitely
man,
check you out.
Walshy Fire,
online.
man. At Walshy Fire. At WALSHYFIRE. I'm thinking about changing my name. So look out for that. Yeah, man. I look up rebrand, nothing wrong with it. Yo, honestly,
you did. This is your second name change or your third? Third.
This would be my fourth. So I'm thinking about changing my name to Walshinho, which is a Portuguese version of my name. I just love how it sounds. But it kind of goes, it kind of hopefully will manifest some of the things I'm trying to do in music soon. Not hopefully, it will manifest some of the new sounds that I'm trying to incorporate with myself very soon. Not that Walshy Fire will go away, but Walshy Fire will probably be more in a certain genre, while Walshinho will hopefully be able to be genre-less. And not that I'm trying to be like house DJ or country DJ, but there are certain sounds and certain vibrations and certain topics. I'm going to get a little bit more political. I'm going to get a little bit more community-based on our conversations.
Okay.
A little bit more Black power, that kind of stuff. And I really want Walshinho to lead that out. But anyways, no, my first DJ name was LP Walsh.
Yes.
Right. Which is my real name. Right. And then secondly, no, my whole heap changed. Big up to Job Prince, big up to Changes. I called myself the Mad Professor for a while.
That was your name for a while?
Yeah, for a little while. But I never go far.
Yeah.
But that was my name for a little while. And then everybody was like, it was always a mixed thing. LP, the Mad Professor. It was like all these things. Most people, if you're my friend, you know me as LP. Right? So everybody from Dancehall Minded and Dancehall Reggae and anything like that, they know me as LP. Because LP was my favorite sound, but it's also my real name.
Yeah.
LP is still my favorite sound. Then it was Walshy Fire, right? Because
it was Fire first. I thought it was Killer.
No, it was Fire first.
It was Fire first.
Fire first. My very first dub. And that's why when enough people said, boy, why should she change your name from Killer to Fire? Because corporate thing, I would say, I'm always like, wrong. But believe what you want to believe.
Yeah.
Because my very first solo dub that I cut was a Sean Paul dub. And I was at, I'm going to tell a story all the time. I was at Master Lee's house in Mona, Master Lee's living room, where his studio was, with his mother walking in the background.
Right.
And Pepper Seed Rhythm and Life is One Big Road, a lot of signs rhythm, right? My first 2 dub plates, Sean Paul met me there and gave me 2 free dubs, but of course he was also a very young artist. He gave me Gun Speech, Mana Mana Bust Out Then Head Again, and I Bust Up in a People Head Again. You don't know that one then? Yeah, one early Sean Paul record. Because my friend World had just passed. Right, so shout out to everybody that remembers World in Atlanta, originally from Liberty City, Miami. But he had just been killed, and I was like, "Yo, I had to like, man." When I tell you, he was one of the biggest promoters and also nicest guys. So I did that on the Lots of Signs, you know, the Gun Speech. That was like it made sense, and then I had I can't remember right now on the Pepper Seed Rhythm. 2 songs that weren't popular, but Sean Paul was an artist that I could approach, and he was hungry and like, yo, I really want to be a big artist, and I love that he still got that hunger. It's still just a dope guy. But in that session, I'm trying to tell him, yo, my name is LP Walsh, and he's trying to do the dub on the Pepper Seed, and it keeps fumbling. Where he's like, LP Walsh is like, yo, stop. He's like, yo, I can't do this.
Yeah.
This don't make no sense. It's not working. He's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just say Walshy Fire. And so my first dub plates from 30 years ago all say Walshy Fire, my solo dub plates.
Yeah.
And that's because Sean Paul gave me that name. When I joined Black China, after Changes, after Copper Shot, after Excalibur, those are the 3 sounds I played before I played Black China. Bobby Chin gave me the name Walshy Killer.
Yes.
So Changes, Copper Shot, and Excalibur, I was either LP Walsh, Walsh, or Walshy Fire.
Got you.
And then for 12 years, I was Walshy Killer with Black China. And then I changed it towards the end of Black China to Walshy Fire again. Because I didn't feel like the word killer. I didn't like how fire was more me. Fire, I feel that energy there. Like, yo, you know? Cableton was my favorite. I was like, the fire was always was more who I felt I was. It resonated. And so, yeah, man. And also, the reason why Bobby Chin kept sticking with that name, Walshy Killer, was because of Juxi Killer.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Because when I was stealing Juxi Killer's styles, right? And them sing that wheel, pedal, sprocket.
Don't fuck with the
bus. Don't fuck with the truck. Yeah, man. Them something there was it was so massive that when I joined Black China in the very early 2000s, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And so I was using a lot of that speech, and I used to like Juxi Killer so much, man. Walshy Killer. And we just ran with it. Yeah. And so, yeah, man. But Walshy Fire has had a great run. But I do think that everybody should reinvent, rebrand. And there's lots of DJs with the last name Fire. Yeah. So it'll carry on, you know, it's not going anywhere. You can find your local DJ with the name Fire in his name.
Your local Fire.
Yeah, man. You know,
the area Fire.
Yeah, area Fire guy. And every Fire is great, you know. All of the Fire them dope. So, but I do think that as I get up in age, I want to do some other things. You know, I bought a farm. We talked about it. Walshy Farmer, of course, is my name there. We'll be coming out with some stuff soon. But I do think Walshinho will carry me into this more political kind of era.
Well, look out, my brother.
Respect every aspect.
It's always a vibe when we sit down and talk and go into different pockets and realms and understandings of things to see. Yeah.
Metaphors and similes and Yo, bro, I love it.
I'll catch you in the group chat.
Yeah,
When we
man.
Get out of here. You understand?
we're working on something big, so
You know that.
already, man. You know already. You know already.
You guys will see.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see.
Big
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Cuts Entertainment Report
Watch my
podcast.
shirt. Watch your shirt there. Yo.
And we are
Bush jacket.
out.
This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinesmusichut.com.